Well, straight ahead on this digital edition of the news at 5, a Lexington woman vanishes after leaving a gym, and nearly 4 days later, her family is still searching for answers. Tonight, Watch Fox News is asking new questions and digging deeper into who Elena Moore was, what happened in the hours before she disappeared, and why false reports have complicated the search. And gun violence is continuing to impact many families in the Midlands, with shootings at bars, lounges, and nightclubs, raising concerns about overall public safety. Tonight, community advocates and state leaders are weighing in on what's driving the violence, what's being done to stop it, and what more they say needs to happen. The news at 5 starts right now.
Live from the Fox Studios in Columbia, it's Watch Fox News at 5 Local First.
Well, tonight, the search for Elena Moore continues. It's now in its 5th day. Moore was last seen Thursday at a Lexington gym. And despite a massive search effort involving several agencies on Monday in the area where Moore was last seen, authorities haven't found any trace of the 39-year-old. Our Megan Gagnon has been tracking this story and joins us live now in studio. Megan, what's the latest?
Well, Kiana, police are not releasing any new information in the search for Elena Moore, telling us that investigators are following leads, but there is nothing new to report beyond what was laid out in a news release last night. Now, Lexington Police Chief Terrence Green says Moore was reported missing Friday, June 12th, last seen walking away from the Planet Fitness on Whiteford Way in Lexington toward a wooded area behind a Lowe's home improvement store. Now, Moore is 5'7", about 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes, last seen wearing an olive zip-up hoodie with black athletic pants. Monday afternoon, there was a large-scale search of those woods along Kaufman Farm Lane, with help from Lexington County deputies, fire services, EMS, SLED, and the Department of Natural Resources. Now, Chief Green making clear that was not a recovery operation, but a deliberate effort to rule out where Moore could be. Now, search crews found nothing, and while that search hasn't turned up anything, investigators say they are not done looking and are asking for the public's help.
No tip's too small. A lot of people will Facebook message us and say, well, I don't think this is important, but I'm going to tell you. Well, nothing is too small. Any information you have, go ahead and send it through the Facebook or give us a call. We appreciate every single tip, and stay vigilant.
Now, if you have any information about where Elena Moore could be, you can contact Lexington Police or Crime Stoppers at 188-CRIME-SC. In studio, I'm Megan Gagnon, Watch Fox News, Local First.
Well, Sheriff Leon Lott has announced the completion of the investigation of the May 10th shooting involving Forest Acres police officer Corporal Daniel Haddad. Authorities say Monday RCSD's critical incident team finished gathering data and evidence in the shooting of Cody Johnson at Relapse Bar and Grill on Two Notch Road. This morning, the information was forwarded to the solicitor's office to make a determination if the shooting was justified or not. Now, authorities say a driver was shot after driving recklessly through a packed parking lot. The shooting happened at the morning of May 10th. Investigators say Forest Acres officers responded after hearing gunshots in the area. Deputies say an officer spotted a vehicle driving erratically and followed it into the club parking lot. Authorities say the driver ignored commands to stop and accelerated toward people in the lot, nearly hitting a security guard. That's when the officer fired, killing the driver at the scene.
From what I saw last night was absolutely terrible. The only thing that few people said was, how much longer before my car gets out of here? How much longer before I can leave? Just total disregard. The people running that club last night could have cared less. All they were interested in making blood money, and that's what they made last night. They did not care about that man that was in the back. So.
Now, the officer involved has been identified as Corporal Daniel Haddad of the Forest Acres Police Department. Well, after 2 deadly bar shootings in Richland County in the last month, the community leaders are raising questions about what can be done to stop what some are calling an epidemic of gun violence in South Carolina. Now, our Mike White has been talking about that today. He joins us live with more. You talked to the community advocates and lawmakers about this. Mike, what did they tell you?
Yeah, Kiana, people are looking for change after several gun-related incidents here in Richland County. Now, I spoke to State Representative Jermaine Johnson, who says that these issues are something that leaders don't talk about enough, and they need to start having those conversations if they want to start helping the people of South Carolina. Now, another community advocate that I spoke with emphasizing the environment where these shootings are taking place and pointing out the types of businesses that are commonly involved.
Guns are the instrument. The environment is the architect. We cannot overlook that.
Community leader Javar Juarez has seen enough of the gun violence in the Midlands. 2 deadly shootings in a little more than a week in Richland County. One at the Jerk Hut this past weekend that killed a man and wounded 5 other people, and another shooting on Stone Ridge Drive just last Monday, killing 26-year-old Justin Brown.
We need to do more mentoring. We need to do more parenting classes. We need to do more things like investing in these communities, violence intervention prevention.
State Representative Jermaine Johnson taken to social media Sunday, calling gun violence in South Carolina, quote, an epidemic. The Democratic candidate for governor says there needs to be enhancements when it comes to gun ownership in the state.
We need to have is a negligent storage law and a requirement to report your gun stolen if your gun is stolen. I think if we start with those 2 right there, I think we can save some lives here.
Javar Juarez also pointed out the businesses in the areas where the shootings are happening, including strip clubs, vape shops, and liquor stores. The senior director of the Broad River Business Alliance looks at zoning regulations that bring these businesses in and says it's time to address environmental circumstances.
This is not happening on Trenholm Plaza Road. This is not happening in the places where zoning has been fixed, where zoning has standards.
Now, Juarez and Johnson both telling me the importance of reaching out and educating the people in the region. They also talked about how important it is to have community programs and groups to help reduce the threat of guns. Reporting in Columbia, Mike White. Watch Fox News Local First.
Well, Watch Fox News will continue to dig for the very latest on this story and everything we cover across the Midlands. To stay up to date with us, download the Watch Fox News app by scanning the QR code you see on your screen. You can also go to our website at WACH.com. All right, checking in with meteorologist Will Rowe. Will, the clouds outside tell me something is coming.
Well, it's been here. We've seen some occasional showers here or there, but I mean, nothing too bad, nothing too heavy either. But the clouds and the occasional showers that we've been dealing with today has kept our temperatures feeling almost like early spring or sometime in the fall. Because I mean, temperatures have hovered in the 70s all this afternoon, and it's mid-June. This is almost unheard of, but I mean, it has happened in the past before. But you know, you get the point. It's pretty cool, nice and refreshing, but the clouds are hanging on, so it is a bit gloomy outside. 73 right now in Winsboro, 75 over in Newberry, 78 down in Aiken, and 77 in North and Manning. Right now it is at 81 in Sumter. That is our warmest spot right now, but some showers over the Sumter area right now are likely going to cool them off a little bit here over the next few minutes, but that's really our only batch of showers that we're dealing with right now. We have another batch down near Augusta that will likely miss us to the south, but some more showers will be possible over the next few hours. But Clarendon County, basically the entire county, is dealing with showers right now. Town of Sumter, a little spotty shower down there, and as well as some down in Orangeburg. But overnight tonight, the clouds and some occasional showers will hold on, and we'll stay a bit on the milder side. Likely not going to cool off very much, only in the upper 60s and low 70s tonight. But then we're keeping our eyes on what could be Tropical Storm Arthur. It's still brewing near the U.S.-Mexican border, and it is expected and forecasted to become a tropical storm. Could it impact us here in South Carolina? I'll give you the full breakdown coming up in a few minutes.
While when school meals disappear, neighbors step in, and Watch Fox 57 is proud to partner with Feeding America for Sinclair Cares Summer Hunger Relief. Together, we can help get fresh, nutritious meals to kids all summer long. You can scan the QR code on your screen to give today. Every dollar provides up to 10 meals for families in our community.
Live from the Fox.
While the future structure of Irmo town government could be up for debate tonight. Town council is set to consider a proposal that would officially change how the town is managed while also taking up a rezoning request for major development along Broad River Road. Our Kara Daniel joins us live with a look ahead. Kara, tell us about this meeting tonight.
Kiana, tonight's agenda includes several routine recognitions and community updates, but two things stand out. The council has called for a hearing and a vote on a rezoning request for more than 6 acres on Broad River Road, and they're also planning to take up a proposal that could change how the town is run. The Broad River property is currently zoned general commercial, but the ordinance would add conditions allowing construction of a new 42,000 square foot storage building. The council is also expected to give a first reading to an ordinance changing Irmo's official form of government from a council form of council to a council manager form. Town documents say the change would align the town structure with duties already being handled by the town administrator while keeping legislative and policy decisions in the hands of local council members. The council is also planning to take up home occupational rules and more. Again, that meeting is tonight at 6 in the Irmo Town Hall. And we will hear more on the news at 10 after the World Cup. In Irmo, I'm Kara Daniel, Watch Fox News, Local First.
Well, the Riverbank Zoo and Garden mourning the loss of Sinzu, its beloved western lowland gorilla. The zoo saying over the past several months, they noticed changes in Sinzu's behavior. After tests, it was determined that he had fluid in his abdomen and a mass near his colon. Medical specialists had no choice but to euthanize him to prevent his condition from worsening. Sinzu has been at Riverbanks for 11 years. And a friendly competition between local first responders is once again helping save lives. The American Red Cross kicked off its 15th annual Battle of the Badges blood drive today, challenging the Richland County Sheriff's Department, Columbia Police Department, and Columbia Fire Department to see who can bring in the most donors while helping a critical summer blood shortage. The annual campaign encourages first responders and community members to roll up their sleeves and donate blood during a time of year when supplies often runs low. Red Cross officials say summer vacations, school breaks, and changes in donor schedules can lead to fewer donations, even as the need for blood remains constant. Organizers say there is a particular need for type O blood, which is often used in trauma cases and for cancer patients. Sheriff Leon Lott, Police Chief Skip Holbrook, and Fire Chief Aubrey Jenkins joined Red Cross leaders to encourage the public to take part in the effort.
Now, the champions are citizens out here who need blood. Now, this is a great cause. The reason why we've been able to win every year is by community support. The community really comes out and supports this effort. They know how important it is to give blood. The goal this year is 100 pints of blood, but in order to do that, not only do the three of us need to be giving blood and our people, but we need the community to come out and support this effort too.
Now, this year's goal is to collect at least 100 pints of blood. The organizers hope to surpass that number with community support. The Red Cross says every donation helps ensure blood is available when emergencies strike, since blood must be collected, tested, and processed before it can be used. Donors can schedule an appointment through the Red Cross website using the sponsor code Battle of the Badges. Well, turning now to the Miss South Carolina competition, the judges are now in town as the teams begin their preliminary round tonight. You're taking a look at the judges who arrived in Columbia yesterday. Some of them are celebrity judges from the entertainment industry. And yesterday's interview portion for the ladies took place at the Colonial Life Arena. A new Miss Teen will be crowned this Friday night, and a new Miss South Carolina will be crowned Saturday night. Watch Fox is the official media sponsor. And you can watch Saturday's competition live right here on Watch Fox at 8 p.m. Thanks to our parent company, Sinclair, it will be broadcasted throughout the state in Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Florence, and in the upstate.
Well, we do have potential tropical cyclone 1 circulating near Corpus Christi, Texas right now, and it's starting to get a more defined spin to it as it's kind of starting to get together. But It has rain extending all across the southeast and through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and even some of that rain showers that we've been seeing this afternoon is a result of a stalled boundary with the moisture from this system being fed along it. But this is forecast to become our first named tropical storm, which would be Tropical Storm Arthur. That's expected right now by the Hurricane Center around 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Very weak, the lowest end possible type of tropical storm, only 40-mile-per-hour winds, but still a tropical storm, and it would be named Arthur. And what is a potential tropical cyclone? That's what it's deemed right now. This is a thing that they started a couple years ago, and it's a tropical disturbance that's not yet fully organized, and in this case, it's not even over water yet, but it is forecast to bring tropical storm or hurricane impacts to a landmass within 72 hours, and we are expecting some tropical storm force wind gusts along the Texas and Louisiana border by Wednesday and into Thursday, so that falls within that category, but it's designated like that so that they can issue those warnings. They can't issue a tropical storm warning without a cone, so they are allowed to put out a cone when it's named a potential tropical cyclone, and they can issue those watches and warnings as needed. But this thing is going to make its way towards our area. Once it makes landfall near the Louisiana coastline, it's going to swing through the deep south, and a cold front dropping in, that is going to keep it down to the south and likely work its way through our area because of that cold front forcing it down. Otherwise, it likely would miss us to the north a little bit. We'd still get some rain out of it if it did so, but it's expected to move right over our heads, and that could bring us some heavy rainfall and could even bring us some possible severe weather with damaging wind gusts and even a couple of tornadoes not out of the question. But the specific track and intensity and how much rain everyone sees, that is still to be determined as of this afternoon. So here's one of our more aggressive models. This is the European model. So by tomorrow afternoon, it has it right off the coastline of Texas, and that's where it's expected to get its act together and potentially become a depression or even a tropical storm. But eventually, it's going to work its way onshore near the Louisiana coastline, and that's likely going to happen tomorrow night and into early Thursday morning. And then the rain continues across the entire southeast. The head of the system, that's likely where this heaviest rain is going to be, but everyone is going to pick up some scattered showers across the southeast, at least from this. So here we are Thursday evening, and then that front and the jet stream I was talking about, that's going to keep it down. So it's going to take a sharp turn and move right over our heads, and that is going to bring us that heavy rainfall and potential severe threat. Now, this is, again, one of our more aggressive models, but it's one of the possibilities, and this model has been showing it for about 2 days now. So that's something that we certainly are keeping our eyes on. Here is one of our higher resolution model guidance. Again, has it out over Texas by tomorrow morning and into the afternoon, getting its act together, working onshore near the Texas-Louisiana border by Wednesday night and into Thursday, and then starting its track towards our area, towards the Carolinas and through the deep south. And again, you see this is more well-defined than that other model because it's higher resolution. This would be where some of those possible severe thunderstorms that could lead to some tornadoes would be. And as it continues to swing our way, we would still have a couple of opportunities of some spin-ups and some damaging wind gusts and severe storms out of this. But this is a little more relaxed in terms of the rainfall. It's not showing quite as much rainfall, but it does show a severe weather threat. So we're keeping eyes on all of those possibilities. Now, here's the upper level map, and there's the jet stream. And as you can see, by Thursday, it's starting to interact with the jet stream. You see this little blue area kind of connecting to the jet stream up here, and that would intensify the storm. It would intensify its spin and also deepen the low, leading to the possible severe weather threat. So not saying this is going to happen, but it is definitely a possibility and something that we certainly need to keep our eyes on. But for those areas across the deep south from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and into Georgia, possibly 4 to 8 inches of rain are expected by the time it gets here, maybe 1 to 2 inches. We're going to end up somewhere in that realm as it looks right now. But again, those exact totals and the timing of the storm still needs to be ironed out. Some of those details are still unclear at this point, but we do have increasing rain chances Thursday and into Friday, and then for Father's Day weekend looking a little bit quieter. But for tonight, we're still dealing with some occasional showers, and the clouds will still stick around. Temperatures as a result will stay on the milder side of the upper 60s and lower 70s, and by tomorrow we will start off with the cloud cover, and then eventually we will see some more sunshine by the afternoon, and with the more sunshine we will start to warm back up into the upper 80s and low 90s. So here come the showers through the remainder of tonight, likely hanging on, and then the clouds will start to break apart by tomorrow morning. And as we start to heat up a little bit, that's where a couple of isolated showers with thunderstorms could pop up. Typical summertime pattern. Then they will start to fizzle out as we head into the evening. And then Thursday and Friday, that's when that tropical moisture starts to arrive. We're likely going to stay a bit warmer on Thursday. Then some more clouds and more rain from that system as it works through on Friday will likely cool us off a little bit back into the 80s.
World leaders are meeting at the G7 summit where tensions in the Middle East are dominating discussions. U.S. President Donald Trump says talks with Iran are making progress and has promised to release details of a new agreement in the coming days. Leaders at the G7 summit spent much of the day discussing the latest developments in the Middle East, with sources describing conversations about President Trump's agreement with Iran as frank and direct. The president argues the next phase of negotiations focused on unresolved questions surrounding Iran's nuclear program should be easier than earlier rounds of talks. Now, on the sidelines of the summit, Trump is also expected to hold discussions with leaders from 3 Arab nations, as well as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, Trump says he plans to publicly release the text of the agreement within days and could even present the document on camera. He also says the deal will be sent for Congress to review.
Senator Graham also said that an eventual agreement with Iran should be sent to Congress for review. Would you do that?
I never thought of it, but I would. I wouldn't mind. I mean, you know, the Democrats, you know, we call them Democrats because they're dumb people. The Democrats are, well, what I'd like to do is send it to Congress, saying you shouldn't approve it, and I'll get it approved. Because they do whatever I say, they want to do the opposite. It's not working too well for them, by the way. But yeah, I never thought about sending it, never even thought about it, but I will send it to Congress. I like the idea.
Now, Trump is also increasing pressure on the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, saying that they need to be more responsible regarding Lebanon. The comments come as fighting between Israel and the militant group Hezbollah continues across the border. Well, the FBI has arrested multiple people for allegedly planning to attack Sunday's UFC Fight Night event on the White House lawn. FBI Director Kash Patel said the arrests were part of a multi-state operation that included people from outside the D.C. area. A federal law enforcement source says the group had discussed in messages a plan to attach deadly payloads to drones to create mass panic at the UFC event, as well as using a gunman to shoot into the crowds. Now, it's unclear how far the group got with their planning before law enforcement stepped in. A source familiar with the matter says charges are expected to be unsealed on Tuesday. Around 100,000 people were at Sunday's UFC event in D.C., held as part of America's 250th anniversary celebration, and the festivities also coincided with President Donald Trump's 80th birthday. All ahead on the late edition of the news at 10, a new report puts a staggering price tag on problems with some generic drugs, estimating the cost could reach hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, patients, whistleblowers, and scientists are taking their concerns to Congress, and lawmakers say change may finally be on the way. Now, find out more when you tune in to the late edition of the news at 10 after the game. And coming up tonight after the Sports Zone here on Watch Fox, here's what you can expect from the National News Desk with Dee Dee Gatton.
I'm Dee Dee Gatton with the National News Desk in Washington, D.C., and this is your news update.
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies.
Vice President J.D. Vance says his childless cat ladies comment from 2021 was one of the dumbest things he's ever said. He admits this in his new book, Communion, which came out today. Vance writes that it was a boneheaded comment and distracted from the point he wanted to make, which was that society was becoming hostile to having children. Maine Democratic Senate nominee Graham Plattner is facing new criticism as more old posts resurface. A Reddit account with Plattner's former handle, P. Hustle, made a comment seemingly mocking a teen girl's suicide attempt, according to the New York Post. It's one of Plattner's many controversial reported comments which have done little to deter Democrats from supporting him. A World Cup official insists his hand gesture resembling a white supremacist symbol was from an involuntary twitch, and a FIFA committee determined he did not violate the sport's disciplinary code. A partner of FIFA had called for Sean Evans to be removed after he made an OK symbol during a match on Sunday, which can also be seen as a white power sign. And that's your news update.
Well, you can find out more and stay up to date on national headlines by watching the National News Desk right here on Watch Fox 57 after Sports Zone. Well, Super Mario and his friends head home today as the Super Mario Galaxy movie arrives on home video. Chris Pratt is back as Mario and Charlie Day as Luigi. They are joined by new voice cast member Donald Glover as Yoshi. Anaya Taylor-Joy returns as Princess Peach, along with Keegan-Michael Key as Toad on the villain side. Jack Black is back as the voice of Bowser and joined by Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. New to the animated adventure is the cosmically powered character Rosalina, voiced by Brie Larson. A surprise casting announcement dropped ahead of the movie's premiere when Universal revealed Glenn Powell is voicing Nintendo's Fox's McCloud in the film. Well, I mean, who doesn't like Super Mario, even if you don't know about it?
No, I mean, I've never seen any of the movies or anything. I played the game.
Yeah, I played the games, kind of, but I mean, everybody knows about it.
I wasn't religious about that either. Yeah, I wasn't one of those big super fanatic fans, so.
Yeah.
You know, I might watch it. Might be fun to do.
Maybe you'll have time to watch it while the weather this weekend gets there.
Exactly. So, I mean, I definitely won't have time to watch it this weekend because we will be tracking something that could bring us a severe weather threat and also some potential flooding concerns as what could be Tropical Storm Arthur gets its act together, works its way through the deep south, and eventually arrives on our doorstep sometime with the Thursday night and Friday time frame. So that's something that we certainly will be keeping our eyes on. But fast forward to Father's Day weekend, looking like a beauty. A lot of sunshine and seasonable temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. By next week, we'll get back to more of that typical summertime pattern with the pop-up storms and